Hi there, I'm Colin Baker, the Sixth Doctor. I just wanted to tell you about this marvelous pinball machine by Bally Midway. We are, of course, talking about the game themed around myself and the other 6 versions of my regenerations that go to make up the Doctors from the classic era of Doctor Who. So to kick us off, I'll introduce you to John, who will explain the theme of the game, and collectively we, as in the other Doctors, will explain the features and some strategies for playing the game.
So if you're ready, we shall try and explain the rules.
Playfield description and basic rules. We'll do this from left to right. Hang on target. Shot at the left side of the game, just past the upper flipper. This awards either the hang on or collision bonuses, and depending on circumstances, lights H in Who and gives you a sonic boom. Scoring on hang on and collision will be explained later. Repair targets. These are a set of 6 circular targets along the left side of the main area of the playfield. They can only be shot directly from the right flipper and are more likely to be hit on a carom shot from some other flipper. Scoring on the repair targets is a bit weird and will be explained later. Bonus X shot. Just to the left of the time expander area, the shot wraps around the back of the expander to the jet bumpers. A bonus X is awarded for shooting the jet bumpers and not the bonus X shot. So this shot doesn't do anything in particular. Time expander, the big thing in the middle. There are 3 modes for the expander. First, lock mode. The expander has 2 locks to the left and right of a circular target. Locking 2 balls leads to target mode. There are 5 spherical targets, and a hit on them is registered by the red lights just below it. Completing all the lights leads to jackpot mode. There are 3 small gates with metal posts between them. Each gate has a picture of a Dalek on it. Shooting balls through all 3 gates awards a jackpot or super jackpot, depending on the situation. Hole, for lack of a better word. Nothing big, just a hole between the expander and the transmat target with which you can shoot the jet bumpers with the upper flipper. This will award a bonus X, so it's equivalent to shooting the bonus X shot. Transmat target. When lit by hitting the jet bumpers enough times, it will spot a Doctor and award points, usually somewhere near 1 million. If not lit, just awards the points. Loop ramp, also known as cliffhanger ramp, shot by the upper flipper, it awards a loop. Every 10 loops yields a sonic boom round and increases the playfield X by 1 value, having a maximum of 4X bonus. Also, this completes WHO when lit and awards a sonic boom. At the end of the loop ramp is a diverter which sends the ball either back to the upper flipper or all the way to the lower left flipper.
Jet bumpers. Each hit increases the transmat value by 50,000 and awards some unimportant number of points. The ball can leave the jet bumpers through the hole, or it will enter the police box entryway. If lit by completing escape, it will begin the video mode. Also always spots a letter on escape. Either way, the ball comes out through the police box to the right flipper. Right ramp will award the letter W in WHO. This value, as is the value of the H and O shots, can be up to 3 million, and will also award a sonic boom if lit. Escape targets. Completing all 6 targets lights the video mode at the police box entryway, and also the value just below the targets, up to 3 million, also awards special when lit. Escape gets 1 letter spotted when the entryway is shot. Slingshots. Well, there are 2 of them. Same as always, they do their thing. Flippers. There are 3, the normal 2, plus the upper flipper positioned at the bottom of the hang-on target. Generally used to aim the ball for the ramp shots. outlanes, and center drain. The drain is a lot larger than some games, though the only shots which result in a center drain are shots at the time expander and the repair targets, or if you fail to make the bonus X shot. The outlanes are also cruel. No kickback, no rubber posts. The in-lane, outlane divider is also quite a bit lower, nearly halfway down the slingshot. This leads to even more outlane drains. The doctors and more specific rules. There are 7 doctors, as one can plainly see from the back glass. Each doctor has the effect of changing the rules of one area of the playfield, making a list of the rules all the more annoying and probably confusing. First, some general information about the doctors. There are many ways to spot doctors throughout the game. One is awarded at the start of any ball, and can be spotted through the transmat target or video mode. At the start of a ball, or when a ball makes lock, letter spotted when the entryway is shot. You get to choose the current doctor. His picture will flash on the back glass. When a doctor spotting shot is made, the current doctor will become solidly lit, so his attributes are carried over for the rest of the game. And the current doctor becomes the previously unlit doctor directly to the left of the previous one. There are 2 ways to spot all 7 doctors. Either go through them all one by one, or shoot the Emperor Dalek's jackpot. Either way, all of them will be lit for the rest of the game, and you receive an additional bonus of 20 million, as well as a small animation which plays even after a tilt. After all 7 doctors are spotted, they can be spotted repeatedly. Running through all 7 a second time awards another 20 million bonus. Also, each doctor spotted in the game is worth a million bonus at the end of the last ball. And this bonus, unlike the regular bonus, is multiplied by the playfield X. It's best to go through all the doctors one by one and describe what each does to the game. Doctor 1. All Doctor 1 does is award an extra letter to escape on the lower right each time an escape shot is made, either by shooting the targets directly or shooting into the police box entryway. When shooting the entryway, 2 escape letters are spotted instead of just 1. And when shooting the targets directly, the lowest letter is spotted, along with any you happen to get with the shot itself. Each time escape is completed, it yields the highest flashing award just below the letters, which usually begins at 1 million, and advances the value to the next level. There probably is a timer, but if there is one, it is a very slow one. After awarding 3 million on escape, the special will be lit on the targets. Just shoot escape one more time to claim the credit. More importantly, completing escape lights. Video mode. Video mode is pretty simple. All you do is control the Doctor as he jumps over obstacles while running from a Dalek. One flipper for a short jump will clear one small obstacle. Both for a long jump clears 2 small or 1 large obstacle. For most waves, you only have 1 life. If you trip on an obstacle, you are captured and video mode ends. It must then be relit by escape. Jumping over obstacles awards 50,000 per hazard, and after several jumps, the Doctor escapes to the police box. Jumping into the box awards a bonus 1 million. Also spotting an additional Doctor and awarding points for surviving. Avoiding obstacles awards an additional 100 to 200,000 per obstacle. And not dying wards, another 1 million. The not dying bonus is only given if you completed the wave the first time through, so you never hit an obstacle. The total bonus per wave is somewhere near 6 million. In addition, there is a last wave bonus for completing all the waves in a video mode set. There are 4 waves in the first set, 5 in the second, 6 in the third, 7 in the fourth. The last wave bonus is exactly equivalent to the sum of the wave bonuses received in the previous waves, so it isn't affected by the playfield X. The last wave bonus for the first 4 waves has a maximum of 110 million. A full video mode set, which is lit by a relatively simple shot, can be worth up to 300 million or so, And in addition, you get all those extra doctors spotted.
Doctor number 2. At first glance, you might think Doctor 2 does absolutely nothing, and whatever he does, it can't be worth that much. Not true. Doc 2 does both of the following. Gives you extra time to shoot the hang-on score to the left. At the outset, it takes pretty much an immediate shot to score it. Now you've got more time, and you might be able to take a second crack at it. Really, though, there isn't much extra time to shoot it. More importantly, Doc 2 doubles the score you do get from hang-on. Hang-on adds up pretty quickly. It begins at 200,000 for the first hit, and goes up an additional 250,000 each additional hit. While shooting WHO numerous times, the hang-on gets scored every time, and these points add up. When hang-on is not lit and you hit the target, you receive a collision score, exactly equal to 1/5 the hang-on score. Doctor number 3. Doctor 3 doesn't do very much, well, sort of. Doc 3 gives more time to shoot each letter in WHO, and that's it. But in general, having Doc 3 lit is pretty good, though not wonderful, and it gives you much more time to shoot each letter of WHO, nearly 7 to 10 seconds per letter. This is especially important during a sonic boom round, since it lasts just as long as the WHO timer. The rules for shooting WHO are pretty simple. Each letter is worth the flashing value just below the right ramp, usually 2 or 3 million. Once W is shot on the right ramp, the points are awarded, and H is lit at the hang-on target. Shooting H scored the points again and lights the O at the loop ramp, and shooting W a second time scores the points again and resets the timer. Once H has been shot, a second shot at H will award the points and reset the timer for the loop ramp. Completing the set of 3 advances the value of each letter and brings the ball back to the left flipper, except for sonic boom circumstances when it goes to the top flipper, for a shot at another WHO. A set number of them lights extra ball in the in lanes and out lanes. Once the extra ball becomes lit, it can be collected immediately just by hitting the right flipper once, making the left in lane the lit target. The number of WHO to light the extra ball is almost always 2. Then it depends on settings. Doctrine number 4. Doctrine 4 affects the repair targets, which is most certainly the most confusing part of the game. Whether Doc 4 is lit or not, the first 5 targets lit on repair are worth 100,000, 250,000, 500,000, 700,000, and 1 million. If Doc 4 is lit, you'll get credit for at 1 hit per shot to repair, usually 2. Once any repair target is shot, it becomes solid, and all others will begin flashing. If you don't hit another after a few seconds, they flash faster, then reset. When repair is complete, all 6 targets hit. Each additional hit on repair is worth 1 million, with 50,000 being added to this value at each hit. Doc 4 has a different influence here. It doubles the score for each target, so they're 2 million plus 100,000 per hit. With 4x, hitting 1 target is worth up to 8 million. Again, there's a limited time before the targets reset themselves. Once repair is completed, you'll see 2 numbers on the animation. Below the word, you'll see what the next target hit will be worth. Above it, you'll see a second, larger number above the word repair. This is the total number of points you've racked up by shooting repair targets. It's especially nice to have repair completed with Doc 4 lit during a multi-ball. With all the ball bouncing going on, it's easy to hit the repair targets for up to 8M with playfield X apiece. Doc 4 looks like he doesn't do anything. He can be worth a lot. Doctor number 5. Doc 5 is probably the least important of the 7. All it does is double how much each jet bumper is worth when the bumpers are hit. Originally, the jet bumpers each add 5,000 to the value of the transmat target, and transmat is lit when the value reaches 750,000. While bumpers are being hit, a circle is filled in, pie chart style, on the back glass. When transmat is lit, this circle flashes instead. With Dock 5 lit, each jet bumper is worth 100,000 for the transmat, so you only need 8 hits to get the transmat lit for another Doctor.
Doctor number 6. Probably the most important of all the Doctors, and his importance really depends on your individual playing ability. All Doc 6 does is spot an additional playfield X for each time the loop ramp is shot, and also lengthen the amount of time that this multiplier stays lit. With Doc 6 lit, it takes only 3 shots to get the playfield X at maximum 4X. Compare that to 6 shots under normal circumstances. The playfield X is crucial to producing high scores. For example, the highest scoring shot in Who is the Triple Davros Jackpot, worth 300 million. With a 4X multiplier, it's 1.2 billion. Just having the multiplier lit is worth 900 million points. It takes a lot less work to get a replay if you can keep the playfield X up high. The behavior of the loop ramp diverter is a bit confusing at times. Sometimes the ball is fed back to the upper flipper, and sometimes it goes all the way to the lower left flipper. Here are the rules for that. If the last loop made lights a sonic boom round, then the ball is fed back to the upper flipper, regardless of whether the loop completed a WHO or not. If the sonic boom round is shot immediately after it is lit, the shot for 10, 20 loops, etc. is made right after the previous loop shot, then the ball is fed to the lower flipper to shoot WHO for sonic booms, each worth 10 million. If the shot is not made immediately, i.e., you miss then shoot it later, then it follows the normal rules. When the loop ramp is shot during the sonic boom round, it awards a boom, immediately ends the boom round, and returns the ball to the upper flipper. Note: this means that it's best to avoid shooting the loop ramp during a boom round until the W and H shots have been scored. So if the ball is sent to the upper flipper, it's a good idea to just let it fall. Besides that, the loop ramp returns the ball to the bottom when it completes a WHO, and otherwise to the upper flipper for another ramp.
Doctor number 7. Like it says when he gets selected, Doc 7 helps with multi-ball. Actually, that's not quite right. Doc 7 helps to get to multi-ball. Here's how to get to multi-ball. Start in lock mode. For the first multi-ball, the locks begin lit. For subsequent multi-balls, you need to hit the target between the locks. If a ball is already in a lock, shot in by another player, the target also gives you credit for that lock. If another player's ball is in one lock and you shoot the other, you get credit for your lock and the other player's ball now is shot back out. If Doc 7 is lit, hitting the target also awards a time factor for target mode. More on that later. Something to point out here is that any time a ball is shot out of a lock, the second chance, ball save, is available for 2 to 3 seconds, even though it isn't flashing. It flashes at the start of a ball for 5 to 10 seconds. The locks tend to kick balls right down the center drain, and it's a good idea to just let them go rather than flailing at them. Second chance is also awarded the few times a successful ramp shot returns the ball to the outlane, a nice feature to avoid angry tilts. Any lock you make is held over to the next ball, even if another player emptied the locks through multi-ball. In that case, there would only be one ball in the locks when the expander raises to target mode. When a lock is registered, the back glass animation shows Doc 7 and his female partner Ace at 2 consoles, Ace at left. An appropriate sound effect plays depending on which of the 2 locks was made first. Another note about lock mode. In a multiplayer game, it can be very difficult to score locks if another player has put balls in them to start. The target between the locks is small, and hitting a ball into a hole where a ball is already locked has a good shot at a center drain with no second chance. So try to go first. Once 2 locks have been made, the back glass will show 2 consoles. The time expander raises to target mode. To finish target mode and start multi-ball, Each of the 5 circular targets must be hit 3 times. Each hit brings down the time expansion factor, which is announced each time it changes, and a flashing light below the target becomes solid. In the first multi-ball, hitting between 2 targets can register up to 3 hits. 2 for the target hit most solidly, and 1 for the neighboring target. In subsequent multi-balls, only 1 hit can be made on a target each time the expander is hit. Something else to point out. If you are unable to score any jackpot during the multi-ball, you have the possibility of relocking the balls to restart multi-ball. If no jackpot is scored, the expander goes back to lock mode, and relock is lit for 15 secs, 20 if Doc 7 is lit. In addition, an extra 10 seconds is given for shooting the target between the locks, or for locking the first ball. If no ball is locked within the time, then the game continues in single ball play. If only 1 ball is locked, a second ball is auto-plunged immediately. If this drains, the other ball kicks out for single ball play again. If you can't lock the ball in time, and there's plenty of time, the other ball is kicked out for a 2-ball multi-ball, and the Dalek level picks up where you left off at the end of the original multi-ball. If both are locked, 3-ball multi-ball restarts. In either case, multi-ball restarts immediately. No targets or gates to shoot. Of course, remember to jack up the playfield X before starting multi-ball. A final word about multi-ball. The Davros jackpot is very difficult to score, since the expander targets are good drain shots. And actually, the normal Dalek jackpots aren't all that hard to get. So unless you think you can get more than 1 Davros, it may be better not to shoot for the center gate at first, and to get as many Dalek jackpots as possible. Hope this helps. Happy hunting.